You know, sweats, ponytails, and unshaven on the weekends.
Research says that there's 2 to 4 years before the chemical connection between a couple wears off, and that loving, zesty feeling that they had in the beginning fades a little bit. And this can be really painful for couples and cause a lot of people to doubt their relationships. How can we help them to understand that this is normal and how they can get the zest and the fire back to their relationship?
I think that changing an environment is one way to stir up the chemistry in any relationship, no matter if it's a new one or many decades, because when you're outside your normal comfort zone, when you're in a new place, when you're going new places, when you're trying new food, when you're sleeping and doing more in new beds, everything changes.
I think that a woman has so many different sensual sides to her that she can bring to the forefront if she would just let herself. You know, there's so many delicious little flavors going on in there, and she needs to let each one of them come up and be that leading lady. And that'll bring so much excitement to the relationship. You don't have to be playmates again. When you laugh, that totally connects you again, and that will last. It'll make a relationship long lasting.
People need to know, well, this thing is going to happen. You know, the blush will be off the rose. And so just like people are saying, is sass it up. But understand that this is normal. Now we go into the next phase of the relationship and we do get more playful. We've got to be more resourceful to keep it fresh.
Well, this is why I'm totally against date night in the first place. A lot of couples try to rekindle all this stuff by doing date night. And date night is this planned, non-spontaneous occurrence that happens once a week, right? So it's very planned, it's very predictable, and where are we going tonight? I don't know, where do you want to go tonight? You hungry? I don't know, what do you want to eat? Like, this is date night, right?
I say boo hiss
so
to
do
what you're saying.
It's all...
No, to what you're saying.
Okay.
Because I send a lot of when I work with couples, I send a lot of them on date nights, and I've had a date night for 26 years.
Okay.
Same date night, same night a week, and what we do is we trade off, what are you going to do? So there's this surprise. So it's the date night with surprise. We book the time and we know that that is just sacred. But then it's like, okay, where are you going? What are you going to do? Are you going to start in the hot tub? You know, whatever it is.
But that's the kind of date night that counts. I'm not against date night. I'm against date night like that. Hotel sex is what you're describing is much better, right? Where you change your environment, you move to a different place, and you become adults in your relationship instead of going to dinner for 3 hours and you get a babysitter. And then it's you start the date night with something that's cool and you're holding hands, and then you're sitting at dinner and it's like, so did you pay that bill? Yeah, I paid that bill. What about the car? Does it have to go in tomorrow? Like, there's all this humdrum of life that creeps into your night, and it doesn't work. What you're describing is something that's much more passionate, and that's what counts.
I tell my clients, in my book, I have a section called Romancecapades, and it's themed fun ideas, and that's what I have my clients do, is, you know, choose something, do something different. Surprise, that's the element that's really gonna draw in your partner and create mystery and intrigue, and, you know, as you're saying, go different places. You can create something different in your home. Be somebody different. Get a wig. Do something different, you know, just to bring excitement to the relationship.
So does that mean that you should do one of those things that we see on TV or in the movies where you pretend you're different people and you have a date with your loved one pretending they're someone else?
If that's what works, sure. There's all, I mean, you were talking about wearing wigs or whatever. Like, you know, if that's what turns your crank, then you should definitely turn it as much as you possibly can.
And also, it's not maybe not as a fix, but as what can we do now to be evolving as people, to be having fun together, to remember why we fell in love in the first place.
Right.
A lot of women expect their husbands or their partners to be Don Juans, and when that doesn't happen, they get really upset and very disappointed, and they just start to do a slow stew. And, you know, take control of what you want. Don't settle for less. It's like planning a dinner party, you know, just set the scene. You don't have to do everything, but set the scene, and then he'll just come right on in.
Well, and a lot of times those women are so resentful and pissed off because the guy started that way when they were dating.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, I already caught her. Whatever, sure thing, no problem. So they don't have to put in all that effort anymore, or attention, or mindful attention.
But don't women do that too? Oh, I got the guy, so now I can relax?
Totally.
Sure. Complacency.
Absolutely.
Complacency, you know, sweats, ponytails, and unshaven on the weekends is like the worst thing you can possibly do in a relationship.
Unshaven goes both ways.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Ew.
So even though after 2 to 4 years the chemical reaction between us wears off, it doesn't mean that the romance has to fade. And if couples want to keep it alive, it's up to both people to put in lots of effort, lots of work, and pay attention to what it feels like to get the love that you want. Give what you hope to receive, and everybody's going to be happy and zesty in the bedroom.